Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche recently made the statement that he is, quote, putting up roadblocks so that Democrats cannot hold Trump accountable when he leaves office. Now, we do not know what these roadblocks are, but we can imagine it's going to be something making it far more difficult for anyone, anywhere, to prosecute or maybe even impeach Donald Trump for what he has done so far in office that we know of. And of course, we still have 2.5 years of likely more crimes to be committed. That brings us to another question, this time from viewer Turtleboz, who asks, if Trump were to get arrested and held accountable for everything he and his cronies did, would the system truly collapse? Or would it be rebuilt into something that would actually help the American people and not divide them further? So I think actually what you're asking is if Donald Trump were to be arrested right now. Because yeah, if we did witness the arrest of the President of the United States and the Vice President and members of the cabinet, the system would fall apart very quickly. We'd have to go through the presidential line of succession, which means we would have President Mike Johnson. That's a terrifying thought in and of itself. But that's not even a possibility. There is no way the DOJ, under Donald Trump's direction and leadership, is going to arrest Donald Trump. So that's not even a possibility. If you're thinking that, get it out your head. But after he leaves office, yeah, that is a real possibility. It's incredibly unlikely, though. Donald Trump, thanks to the United States Supreme Court, does have immunity, even when he breaks the law. If it's an official act, as the Supreme Court clarified, official acts can't prosecute him for no matter what. So all Trump has to do is say, nope, these were all official acts. Sorry, can't prosecute me. And they won't. So Donald Trump is never going to face true justice here in the United States ever. The International Criminal Court, on the other hand, could, of course, much like they did with Netanyahu, issue a warrant for his arrest, which they do not enforce for some reason. And if they ever do apprehend him, they would put him on trial for crimes against humanity and, of course, war crimes, and we'd see what happens from there. But as long as he stays in the United States, we do not extradite to the ICC, he would be okay. So I guess in other words, Donald Trump being arrested, convicted, all of that, it's never going to happen. Other members of the cabinet? As long as Trump doesn't pardon them with blanket pardons covering their entire time in office, that's a possibility. Maybe that happens, maybe not. And so to go back to your question, would the system collapse if that happened? No. Would it be rebuilt as something else? Perhaps. We could use those lessons. We could use any potential prosecution as grounds to strengthen the laws and the limitations on the executive branch. Now, that would require a constitutional convention, right? We would have to amend that aging, tired, outdated, in many instances, document, which does need to happen regardless, okay? We're 250 years in, and we've only changed it 26 times, right? 27? Yeah, we could do better, right? The document wasn't, the strongest thing to begin with. That's why they immediately put the Bill of Rights on there, because they're like, oh, crap, we forgot these 10 things. It was meant to evolve. And for decades now, that Constitution hasn't evolved. And in the couple centuries since then, it barely evolved. It's behind the times on the evolutionary chart. But all the corruption, all the abuse of power we have seen from this administration, that's just screaming for a change in the way the executive branch operates.